And leave it to contrarian badass Reggie Middleton.
Reggie walks in looking really cool. He's got a Google Glass on, and I'm like, man, that's cool. And
did he walk
what did
like
you?
that?
Yeah, he walked like that. That's how you walk if you've got Google
like
Glass
that?
on. Everyone
Really?
walks real cool.
Nuts.
He called the housing crash. He called the collapse of Bear Stearns and Lehman Brothers. He's been harping on the crisis in the Eurozone banking system for years now, so he's just the guy to talk to.
Reggie Middleton.
Reggie Middleton.
Reggie Middleton.
Oh, he doesn't mince his words. We're talking about Reggie Middleton.
Ooh, it's Reggie Middleton.
Go bankrupt? Or,
You let the insolvent banks go bankrupt, you ring fence what would be utility services, such as basic savings. So mom and dad.
And some argue that with no banks involved, Bitcoin can be a democratizing force.
Just because you're born at the bottom of the socioeconomic ladder does not mean that you don't have significant value to add. And I am quite sure most of the intellectual capital drive, most of the best ideas in the world are probably resting in the minds and the hearts of people who don't have the resources or the ability or the path to deploy it. The ability to do peer-to-peer transactions and to eliminate the middleman, the intermediary, does a tremendous amount to unlock this unfound value throughout the various economic and socioeconomic groups throughout the world, because you no longer need to do business with the entities who control these walls. You can go right past them. You could go right through them. You have all this intellect, all this creativity, all this value that can be unleashed. And I am a capitalist. I'm definitely not against making money. I'm not against making large amounts of money. I am against making money when you don't deserve it, especially at the behest of those who may deserve it.
Reggie is a convert to Bitcoin because he thinks it's time to rethink money.
Money is capable of doing much, much more than it has in the past. The banking system as we know it is predicated upon individuals not being able to transact directly with each other and needing a third party, an intermediary, to do business with. That is no longer the case. Here you have a digital currency that has its own rails, its own transportation system. It's totally independent and decentralized, not controlled by any central authority or any central bank, and it's totally programmable. You now have the question of what do we need banks for? We will have banks for the foreseeable future, the medium term at the very least, because countries and central banks use banks to regulate the money supply. The vehicles and business lines where they make the most money are now going to be subsumed by technology and software. And so banks are going to become, for the most part, utilities, pipes. I think money will go from being just a store of value to incorporating contract terms. So money will merge with social agreements, which are contracts between two people. The social contract will be part of money, and money will not be part of the social contract, where previously the social contract was totally separate from money. Now we can take money and embed the social contract within the money and make them one and the same.
So if I wanted to buy your house, in the past, we probably would have involved a real estate agent, agreed on a price, and had an agreement drawn up by a lawyer and a bank. The way this works is that you and I directly agree on the terms, like, say, a down payment of $50,000 and a monthly payment of $1,500. I pay you directly, and our terms and agreement are embedded in that money. That's the social contract. Bitcoin or peer-to-peer networks take money back to its original purpose as a series of promises. The promise to provide a product or service, and the promise to pay for it. And some argue that with no banks involved, Bitcoin can be a democratizing force.
Welcome to Veritasium.com. Visit our website. We're in the business of social mobility, of socioeconomic hierarchical ladder climbing. This is for individuals and entities, corporate entities, nonprofit entities, etc. We have two primary products. One is knowledge, where we take information gleaned from public and private sources across the internet, we massage it, we analyze it, we turn it into actionable knowledge, and we offer a gateway to the peer-to-peer capital markets. Our blockchain-based technology and wallets allow value transfer and trading between two individuals without any gatekeepers, banks, brokerages, exchanges, gateways, etc. Come visit.